Hello, Grace family, and welcome to our midweek check-in for this week. This week, I want to dive right into Scripture and read. It's actually one of the cross-references I used in our sermon this last Sunday. It's Psalm 107. I'm going to read verses 1 through 9, and I think you'll see the tie-in between last Sunday and where we're going for this next Sunday as well. So, Psalm 107 says, "Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for He is good, for His steadfast love endures forever. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so, whom He has redeemed from trouble, and gathered in from the lands, from the east and from the west, from the north and from the south. Some wandered in desert waste, finding no way to a city to dwell in. Hungry and thirsty, their soul fainted within them. Then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and He delivered them from their distress. He led them by a straight way till they reached a city to dwell in. Let them thank the Lord for His steadfast love, for His wondrous works to the children of man." And this was the verse we read last Sunday, verse 9. "For He satisfies the longing soul, and the hungry soul He fills with good things." So last Sunday we talked about the idea that Jesus alone can satisfy. We looked at the gospel truth where Jesus says, "I am the bread of life. He who comes to me will never hunger. He who believes in me will never thirst." And we sat on that idea that Jesus alone can truly satisfy. But now, here we are. If you're watching this on Wednesday or maybe later in the week, a couple of days have gone by and we're away from that enough that we may have lost sight of the truth that Jesus alone can truly satisfy. And I'm not sure where you're at this week, but I know and I can guarantee you've been tempted by the things of this world to turn to those, to come and believe in those rather than to come and believe in Jesus. And so in just reading through this, I want to encourage you, when those temptations come, don't be like Psalm 107 verse 4 that says, "Some wandered in desert waste, finding no way to a city to dwell in." And verse 5 builds on that. "Hungry and thirsty, their soul fainted within them." That's what life looks like when we choose to look for something else other than Jesus to satisfy us. It leaves us dry. It leaves us weary, and we're just wandering in this wasteland. And so I don't know if that's you this week. I'm sure you've felt that at previous times, but I just want to encourage you to continue to come and believe in Jesus. So establish your life on Him. Believe that He is the only one who can do for you what He can. We can't work our way out of that our own or hope that some circumstances can create that satisfaction, but it's only in Him that we have that. So that kind of carries into this next Sunday where we're going. We're looking at another I am statement of Jesus, and I am so pumped about this Sunday. We're looking at John 8, chapter 12, where Jesus says, "I am the light of the world." And He talks about that those who follow me won't live in darkness. And so I think that's kind of where this Psalm 107 kind of turns and it partners between the 2 weeks really well. That idea that we don't have to live in the wandering in the desert waste. We don't have to live where our souls are fainting because they're hungry and thirsty. We have Jesus, who is the bread of life, who can truly satisfy. We have Him who is the light of the world, who will direct our paths and give us that purpose. And so I hope you find comfort in that. I hope you find encouragement in that. And in those moments where you're tempted to turn to something other than Jesus to satisfy, may you turn to Him for who He is. May you come and believe in Him fully. And so let's cling to that. I also want to follow up with you, encourage a little bit this week. We're going to have the challenge each week with every I am statement of Jesus to then share that truth with someone. And so again, if you're watching this on Wednesday, it's not too late to get that out. Share that truth. God has put someone in your life who needs to hear the truth that He alone can satisfy. So share that He's the bread of life. Share how He can satisfy, how He's done that in your life. Pray over them, do those kind of things, and let's just watch what God does through that. So again, this Sunday, be ready to come back. We're going to look at how Jesus is the light and that we don't have to live in darkness because He is truly the light. So let's learn about that together, how we can let that affect our hearts so that we can then share that with those God has entrusted to us. So I'm praying those things over you this week, that you will see Him clearly for who He is. I ask that you'd pray that over me as well. And let's continue to learn who God is, and how we can speak that truth into the lives of others. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you Sunday morning at 9 a.m.